Shocked Israelis woke on the last day of the Jewish high holidays to the wail of sirens as Hamas and Islamic Jihad fired thousands of rockets from Gaza and armed militants broke down the high-tech barriers surrounding the Strip to enter Israel, shooting and taking hostages. Militants and boats also tried to enter Israel by sea. It was a staggering and unprecedented offensive by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and a catastrophic intelligence failure by Israel, and both will have long-lasting repercussions and consequences. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, declared that Israel was at war and that Palestinians would pay a heavy price. Militants infiltrated Jewish communities near the border with Gaza, killing and seizing civilians and soldiers. Unverified videos showed terrified Israelis covered in blood, and with hands tied behind their backs, being taken by Palestinian gunmen. Many people rushed to safe rooms in their homes as the carnage unfolded around them. Hundreds of young people at an all-night dance festival in southern Israel found themselves under fire. One survivor said, "They were going tree by tree and shooting everywhere, from two sides. I saw people were dying all around." Authorities later said that 260 bodies had been recovered. By nightfall on October 7th, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, estimated there were still 200 to 300 Palestinian militants inside Israel. There were 8 points of engagement where the IDF was trying to regain control from militants. Israel Defense Forces spokesperson, Maj Ben Walhaus, told CNN on October 8 the death toll in Israel a day after the surprise attack by Hamas fighters breached the border from Gaza has risen to over 700 dead. On the same day, Hamas claimed to have taken more than 100 hostages from Israel and brought them back to Gaza. Among the hostages are high-ranking Israeli army officers. The hostage-taking will also complicate Israel's response and gives Hamas a significant bargaining chip. Gilad Shalit, an Israeli soldier held in Gaza by Hamas for 5 years, was finally released in 2011 in exchange for more than 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. In addition to Israeli captives, there are several other nationalities believed to be taken hostage. According to The Guardian, the exact reasons for the attack are not clear, but Hamas must have planned this offensive for many months, and it is a mystery why Israeli intelligence appears to have had no idea it was coming. Israel's surveillance of Gaza is intense. It monitors activity, communications and daily life via state-of-the-art surveillance equipment, including drones flying over the Strip. It also relies on human intelligence via informants, many of whom are blackmailed or otherwise coerced into assisting Israel. The intelligence failure is monumental, and will shake the Israeli public's faith in their government and army's ability to protect civilians. However, Israel has blamed Iran, saying it is behind the attacks, if indirectly. Israel's ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, said on October 8, "We know that there were meetings in Syria and in Lebanon with other leaders of the terror armies that surround Israel, so obviously it's easy to understand that they tried to coordinate the proxies of Iran in our region. They tried to be coordinated as much as possible with Iran." According to the Wall Street Journal, Hamas has publicly acknowledged receiving support from Iran, and on October 8, Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi talked to Palestinian Islamic Jihad leader Ziad al-Naqala and Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh. According to senior members of Hamas and Hezbollah, officers of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, had worked with Hamas since August to devise the air, land, and sea incursions that took place in the attack, and that Iranian security officials gave the green light for the assault at a meeting in Beirut last Monday. In addition to Iran, as reported by News 18, Russia and China have played a major role in the massive attack on Israel by Hamas. The assessment by intelligence agencies states that, while Iran provides open training and political backing to Hamas, Russia is known for its proximity to Hamas, and the Chinese technology was key to the attack. This reminds of Israeli concerns about Chinese weapons in the Middle East. A study published by the Institute for National Security Studies, INSS, at Tel Aviv University in 2018 showed China's arms exports to the Middle East began in the mid-1970s, and by 2017 it reached $12.73 billion. Expert Yoram Evren at Israel's Institute for National Security Studies, INSS, said that Beijing's increased arms exports to the Middle East will pose a big challenge to Israel. One of China's major customers is Iran, a country that regularly confronts Israel. Tehran has repeatedly been accused of transferring weapons to armed groups with anti-Israel views such as Hezbollah and Hamas. Moreover, China's reaction to the latest violence may temporarily sour Israelis on Beijing's advances. In a statement on October 8, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said Israel and Palestine, it used that term instead of Hamas or Palestinians, should remain calm, exercise restraint and immediately end the hostilities to protect civilians and avoid further deterioration of the situation. It went on to call for a two-state solution. For Israelis, this is infuriating. The latest attacks are arguably the worst violence they've experienced in 50 years. They come from a heavily armed outfit that took control of a territory after Israel had dismantled settlements there in the hopes of paving the way for long-term peace. Israelis feel they have every right to strike back against Hamas. Yuval Wax, a senior official at the Israeli embassy in Beijing, expressed disappointment in China's statement. According to Reuters, Wax told reporters, "When people are being murdered, slaughtered in the streets, this is not the time to call for a two-state solution." That said, China is an increasingly important player in the region, and one Israel, or Saudi Arabia or Iran, is unlikely to shun anytime soon. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from Understand China, and thank you for tuning in.